We have officially destroyed the collider and want to save the island from dying. But we have still lost a huge part from Imagined Order, where we had to free the 0 point from Io's hands and end the loop. The loop still remains, but now we know the entire control over 0 point and loop remains in Geno's hands. Now we can only completely defeat the Imagined Order and win this war when we find Geno. Here's a quick breakdown of everything important from Collision event. Before start of event, the Foundation himself has confirmed Geno is behind everything from controlling the 0 point to looping the entire island.
Slone's never been in charge. Geno. It's always been Geno.
The Geno is main head of Imagined Order. In the start of event, when we were entering back the loop bubble island, we saw some abductor floating remnants in space, and if you look in a distance on left of island, you can see giant glowing crystal of cube cradle of last reality. This thing right here was the most clear thing we saw in space, and by that I mean last reality is not too far away from us in space. Then when we entered the island with the mech, that was the exact moment we were looped by effect. Then the mech was about to almost shut down, but thankfully we got our little friend Peely's backup drive, bringing us Slurp tank, which saved the entire life on island.
Peely for the win.
Finally, when mech tried to destroy the collider with sword, the ground below it collapsed and IO plant facility was revealed, and it was 0 point the all time which was charging collider and not golden cube. The 0 point was getting pulled up to the collider and the collider was about to destroy all life in the loop. But then when Paradigm was backing up the mech, the 0 point suddenly released an unstable reality pulse, and the burger we saw in past in California desert was once again seen in our very own reality. And in another reality pulse, a fight between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader from Star Wars was revealed. But in final pulse, the 0 point itself exposed the location of Geno, who is behind controlling everything. And finally, the Foundation and Jones together went to find Geno on that place. So our question is Dr. Slone finally dead? I personally think she is dead because remember, herself and her body was never affected by loop effect, and since Dr. Slone was not in loop, she could finally be dead. It's time to mention theories given by you guys. One by Owens right here is correct, that the new season 3 is not called the Drought and leak we saw in past was fake. Another thing sharply pointed out by Bonnie Arts is that we did not see sisters who are imagined and ordered during Collision event, even though Imagined herself said that she will see us on battle stations in event, but she was not seen. However, I do not think Sister have visibly betrayed the Seven yet, as the Imagine can be found as an NPC on island still in season 3. And another theory is by Sabriplier that Dr. Slone is alive but won't return rest of chapter and could show up in season 9. Although it's not confirmed how many seasons we'll get in chapter 3, I understand it's hard to believe if someone is dead in the loop, but once again, remember, the Slone's body was never affected by loop effect, so she could be dead. Finally, we shot all the crystals that were pulling the 0 point up, then the collider was destroyed and all life on island was saved. Now here, we are in season 3 with a whole new reality sapling biome which came on the island with a 0 point reality pulse we saw in event. And now in season 3, 0 point is exposed once again but in Loot Lake, which we can clearly see while above the water. Talking about the reality sapling storyline, the huge reality tree seemed to be having a 0-point bloom effect aura, which may hint us that when 0-point rose up during event, it started getting unstable, because remember, loop is by imagined order, but the island and its nature we see is naturally by 0-point itself. So maybe when 0-point was uncentered, it brought some extreme nature effect on island. Final and last thing to mention is that the reality tree roots seem to be slowly growing all over the island, and the 0-point being uncentered from its containment is surely not a good sign. At the end of the season 3 cinematic, we also saw someone which may be Nature Queen of Reality Zero. We are in a celebration this season for saving the island successfully, but we have only got a 50% victory. We are yet to free the 0-point from Geno's hands. So at the conclusion of collision event, we have won but also lost. But at the end, we are on a route of victory as Foundation and Jones are on their way to find Geno. With that, we will continue with Season 3 storyline in the next one. Add your theories in comments to make it a next one. This one was a bit long since I mentioned almost every single thing. But for quick story update videos, turn on notifications so you don't miss the flow.